Here we are about to go for it. Justice League, Zack Snyder cut. Been waiting so many years for this. Just on the countdown, watching Wonder Woman, Man of Steel, Batman vs Superman, even Suicide Squad. So glad I rewatched that. Super nervous, it feels like Christmas morning. Really excited. Here we got some snacks, lots of snacks. I am joined by Jamie, but he doesn't want to be on camera. So we'll see you on the flip side with what we thought of the film. Okay guys, so I just got finished watching the Snyder cut of Justice League. Oh my god, seriously. First things first, if anyone does have my copy of Justice League, you can keep it, or better yet, take my advice and throw it away, because that film does not exist anymore. It's just, no, you can never go back. Once you've seen the Snyder cut, that is it. You cannot go back. How that other film even got made is beyond me. It is ridiculous. Like, how they can leave so much stuff out. The amount of, my big word for this, one word for this film, content. Seriously, there was so much content. How they left all of that out of that other film is ridiculous. How they attempted to tell a story, there was no story there. It's completely different. Honestly, you need to see this. Yes, it's 4 hours, but oh my god, give me more 4-hour films. I loved it. What an experience to get so, I know, it's so in, like, it was just, everything was allowed to develop so much. You can just get so involved in it. And the original, I didn't care, I didn't give a shit about Cyborg. I was like, why, like, this guy's boring. Like, he's one you forget about. He's moody, he's annoying. Like, you just don't care. Seriously, if I was that actor, sorry, I hadn't even learned his name. That's how uninterested I was before. I would be so pissed, along with all the other actors that are in it, by the way. I would be so pissed. Like, that character, everyone has been saying that Cyborg is the heart of this film. My god, they're right. Like, he is. Like, his story is the heart of this film. His voice. It would be nothing without him. It's completely different. All of the characters get so much more room to breathe, and you just get to know them way more. Everybody gets more time. I can't believe they cut out certain things with Barry Allen. So much from Victor Stone Cyborg's story. It's just, yeah, I mean, I'm going to go into more depth talking about it in a minute, because this is the non-spoiler version of my reaction. I just want you all to watch it. Even people that I know out there that are like, I'm a Marvel person, DC is rubbish, blah, 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 blah. I'm sorry, but this film will obviously not maybe change your mind about if you are truly a Marvel person, whatever, that's fine. But it will make you appreciate DC way more, as it truly deserves. And these characters and the Justice League. I went back and watched all of the other films in the Zack Snyder DC Extended Universe saga, so I rewatched, obviously, started chronologically, the order that it had really happened, that it would have happened in. So I started with Wonder Woman, then Wonder Woman 1984, then Man of Steel, then Batman vs Superman Dawn of Justice, then I actually managed to squeeze in Suicide Squad as well last night and this morning. I fell asleep last night, it was pretty late, but I wanted to squeeze it in. My god, I'm so glad I rewatched all of them, because including Suicide Squad, because even in that there are little bits that, you know, obviously lead on to Justice League. And obviously, you know, from the trailers for Justice League that Joker makes some kind of appearance, which he does. I'm not going to mention where it is just yet, or when it is, but he does. And yeah, I'm glad that I watched Suicide Squad for that. Also, if you remember the scenes in Batman vs Superman, when Batman has these weird kind of like dreams or visions, that's really relevant. All of it is just so really relevant. I don't know, I'm trying to think of something else I can say that's not going to spoil it. It's a very easy 4 hours, I can tell you that. It's split into parts, so it's split into 6 parts. Each have a really cool chapter title, and then at the end there's an epilogue as well. So 6 parts and an epilogue, and it's brilliantly done the way it is. So I mean, you could split it into like 2 parts if you wished, if you didn't want to sit there for the full 4 hours, but I really highly recommend not doing that and just committing, settle down, surround yourself with food, get your drinks in, make an afternoon of it, just commit. It is truly, truly, truly worth it. And I'm telling you now, that other film, please forget it, take it out of your head, it doesn't exist. Joss Whedon, I'm sorry, but dude, what did you do? No, so bad. Zack Snyder, thank you so much. Thank you to everybody who campaigned for this, because I cannot imagine now never have knowing that this storyline, that this film existed. I can't believe that they filmed that much stuff and didn't have it in there. I mean, yeah, there's like an extra 2 hours of things, and it's not even like, oh yeah, it's the same film, but there's some things that are different. No, like the majority of the film, you're sat there going, this is new. This is also new. New also. This never happened. So much, the majority of it is different, and even the scenes that were in the original version, they're they're fleshed out, and they're different, and they got different context to them. Seriously, I cannot stress enough, context. So much context. I remember watching the original film and just having no idea what was going on the majority of the time, and thinking, is it just me? Am I being like really slow and dumb and falling asleep or whatever? But no, because when we rewatched it again on Saturday, I was like, pay attention to listen to any single thing that they might say that may be relevant to give you some kind of context into what is going on, because they don't give you really any context, and they rush through that film so much, and it leaves you just not giving a shit, not caring about anything that's going on, and just like, I don't know why we're doing this, but okay, sure, it's like defeat the bad guy, great, kind of thing. This is so much more, and this isn't really a spoiler either, because we know there's going to be a Flash movie, Flashpoint. It helps to create things that are going to lead on to that. Yeah, the introduction, again, this is in the trailer, the introduction of Iris, for Barry, that's there, just giving him so much more space to create his personality. And as well, something I loved was, you'd get these moments, because you've got the time and the space to do this, where in like a couple of characters, two of the characters would have a little moment together and having a conversation and building their relationship, and it gives you so much more, you care so much more about them, what's happening later on, and it means something more when they have a different kind of interaction later on, because maybe they didn't get on earlier on, or maybe they had a little bit of a scuffle, or but then their relationship grew in different scenes throughout the film. And I'm not just talking about like an individual pairing here, I'm talking about mixing them up as well, all different pairings, especially the way Aquaman interacts with people. He because he's quite defensive and quite abrasive, and he takes a while to warm up to people, but yeah, that means that towards the end, when he does care and when they all do care about each other, it means so much more. Yeah, and as well, looking back, I mean, it was a disgrace, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie, it was a disgrace what they did to the characters and the actors in the other film. Like, all that work that they put in. Watching this now, so much work was put in, and it wasn't used, and they changed a character's story, and in the smaller parts as well. So like the character actors in between, and the different parts, the supporting actors, some of these people weren't even in the original cut. I'm sat there, I'm like, he was in it. He'll have been like, when he filmed it originally, oh mum or mates, guys, I'm gonna be in Justice League. Comes out, they cut me out entirely. Not just one person, like 3 or 4 people completely cut out. And here they are now having their opportunity. And again, it gives the other characters, the main characters, more context and more personality and more, relationships, which is what you want, I just think, yeah, DC should be proud of what what has been put out there now. And I mean, thank you so much, Zack and Warner Bros. And DC and whoever is involved in making the decision to allow us to have this for free. Everybody basically around the world has been able to access this today, from first thing this morning. We thought when, you know, it was announced that it was happening and it was like, oh, it's going onto streaming services, that it would just be, you have to pay for it, you know, or so we thought we were going to have to wait to get it or to pay for it. But then we looked and it was just there on Sky for free. So I had to book the day off work today. So thank you everyone at my work for letting me have today off. I really appreciate it. So yeah, I am so grateful that everyone's been able to watch this for free, and I would highly, highly, highly encourage everybody to go and watch this film if you have an even slight interest in it, you know, in superhero films. Just want to watch a good film. Again, like if you have to watch it in 2 parts, fine, go for it, but watch it in 1 part if you can. Anything else that I can think of? Yeah, just so grateful that we've managed to see it, and I really hope that it's then with the next few films lead on from this. I don't know what the plan is. From what I understand, it's possibly not going to be considered as canon, but I mean, it should be. I think that we're going to have a DC revolution here. I think like everybody that campaigned to get this cut is going to campaign to bring back this storyline that Zack Snyder has cemented in here now. Because I want to see what happens next. I'm sure everybody else does, because it wasn't really a cliffhanger, but what the epilogue left us with was this great, amazing possible future array of, you know, films. Definitely leading with Flashpoint, I would say. Yeah, and I don't care what anyone says. I really don't care. I love Ben Affleck's Bruce Wayne. Like, there he is. Like, I love you, Ben. Like, I think he's a great Batman. I think he's an even better Bruce Wayne. He is a fantastic Bruce Wayne. Yes, we love Christian Bale. We love the Nolan films, no doubt. But I definitely think that if we never had the Nolan films, people would be a lot warmer towards Ben's Bruce, because I think he's done a brilliant job, and he deserves a lot more credit than he's received. And I want to see him again as Bruce. We need him again. Come back, Ben. I want to see them all again. I want another Justice League movie, Justice League 2. Please give it to me. Give it to everybody. We need it. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna have to stop because the other things I kind of want to talk about are spoilery. So I'm gonna wait for Jamie. So yeah. Anybody that hasn't seen it, go watch it. And then if you want to check back in with us, the spoiler stuff, come and have another listen in a bit. I haven't decided. I may carry it on after this, so you may have to just pause and come back to us later. I may release them as 2 separate videos. Not decided yet. Okay, yeah. Justice League. Okay. Thanks for listening, guys. Go watch it. Okay, so once again, guys, if you haven't seen it yet, pause the video or the podcast now, and come back to us once you've viewed. Okay, I'm going to talk to Jamie now. Here we go. What's up? Here we are. Jamie's here now as well. So we just finished watching the Snyder cut, the only cut of Justice League. Throw all that other shit away. They don't exist no more. Oh my God, how epic was that?
It was very, 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 very good. It was better than that horse's Joss Whedon cut.
Yes.
Which again should be thrown away.
So thrown away.
Yeah, it was phenomenal.
The other just does not exist anymore. No one can ever go back to that. You just can't go back to that at all.
No, from everyone was saying, like, is it going to be a completely different film? It can't be. There's obviously so much that was in this one that's going to be in the Snyder cut as well. But there was so much added stuff in there which gave context and meaning, like I said, building on the character's development and the story. It's not just rushed with the 4 hours. They're allowed to just develop the story and the characters, and it's just beautifully put together. And the lighting, the style, the soundtrack is completely different. Like I said,
completely.
No more Like I said, it was all Junkie XL who did the Snyder one. No more Danny Elfman from the Whedon cut. So,
which I had forgotten about that actually. Obviously, I was thinking about it at the beginning when you said at the beginning when we started watching it, no more Danny Elfman. And I've forgotten actually because I enjoyed this one so much. So I will say the only thing that I would take from the original, what I did like, is the throw-ins of Danny Elfman's Batman score and also the original Superman score. Little bits were thrown in. Obviously, there was none of that in this version, so I did enjoy those. But apart from that, throw it all away. Done with it completely. Context, as we've said, was the biggest thing in this version. Absolutely ridiculous how much was left out in the other version. How it was ridiculous. I mean, the actors must have been so pissed at putting all that hard work in for all the stuff that they filmed, and none of it was in the other version.
But now it is.
Now it is. Exactly. We just got to hope that, I mean, I don't know what their plans are, but the idea of it following on from this one instead of the other one.
Well, they've already said that Ben Affleck is going to be within the Flash movie in 2022. Exactly. But apparently, yeah, I don't think Patty Jenkins and the director, John Chow, all said they don't consider Joss Whedon's version. They've worked with Zack Snyder, so
good, nice.
But Wonder Woman is a prequel anyway, isn't it? So it didn't really matter what Wonder Woman was doing because none of it happens after Justice League, which made me think, obviously, if we're talking about the Nightmare stuff, if that's something that does happen, because I know Zack Snyder did say he had an original Justice League trilogy planned. You can definitely see where that's going and what he has planned for that. So whether they do restore the Snyder-Verse and allow him to have his vision in there with Flashpoint and another Justice League movie as well, time will tell, I'm sure.
We want. I mean, let's talk about that for a minute and talk about the visions / nightmares of Bruce Wayne. We got a glimpse of it in Batman vs Superman when he's there in all his desert gear, and again, like, it was confusing at the time. It was even more confusing in the original version of the Justice League. We just had no context of anything that was going on. But now we do, and the idea that it might be an alternate universe, which was put out there, is it an alternate universe or is it an alternate future? Is it a possible future? I mean,
no, I think it is the future. The whole thing of what I gather, what I believe what they're trying to do is, obviously, if we go back to Batman versus Superman kills Batman by saying you took her away from me. So obviously when Superman came back, he was evil until he saw Lois Lane. So I assume Lois Lane dies. That's what turns Superman evil. Flash comes back to Batman and says Lois Lane is the king.
That's that scene in Batman versus Superman which I'd forgotten about until I rewatched it the night. I'm so glad I rewatched everything, because Flash comes back in the time travel sequence, appearing to Bruce Wayne saying Lois Lane is the key. He is what you thought he was. Don't trust him, something like that. Bruce, you need to find us. But with the comedy thrown in of I've come here too early. I'm too early. Which is brilliant. But yeah, that's what I'm excited for. I would love them to do that, to go down that road.
Yeah, and again, I think what they can do is have in the other Justice League movies this timeline still running alongside it, and then Flash having to go back in time to stop this timeline happening of Batman dying. Obviously, spoilers, Aquaman died. That's why Mara's in. Batman dies in Batman versus Superman. Superman rips his heart out.
In the film?
In the nightmare sequence.
In the sequence.
Yeah, I'm talking about the nightmare sequence. If they go through the Justice League movies, they'll have both timelines running continuously with each other. So they'll have, obviously, this nightmare sequence catching up with where it was in Batman and Superman, where he confronts Superman, and basically Superman says you killed her, basically, and that's why he kills Batman. Obviously, at the end of the Snyder cut, you've got Mara on the team, you've got Deathstroke, Joker on the team, and
Yeah.
also Flash as well. So you've got
What
all these people. What if they're going down this line, having the normal Justice League in our normal timeline, building up to the arrival of Darkseid, and then obviously have this moment where Lois Lane is probably gonna maybe die, and then Flash having to come back in time and save it
exactly? What an
to stop this
insane team
timeline
that was
happening.
as well. Like the Joker's like on the team with Batman and Deathstroke. We had that like teaser scene, and a credit scene at the end of the original. What we thought cut was Justice League. The Deathstroke on the boat with Lex Luthor, and then there he is in this possible future with Batman. And like you say, Mira from Atlantis, the Flash, and Batman and Joker. And Cyborg was there as well. Yeah, of course he was.
But like you said, with Deathstroke, maybe he felt bad for maybe causing it. Like he found out Bruce Wayne's Batman's identity at the end. Maybe he's the one who, with Batman, accidentally kills. I say accidentally, like is the cause of Lois Lane's death, which causes Darkseid to take over the world. So he feels maybe he has to redeem himself. You don't know what they could do, but maybe that's why. But they need to save the world. That's the only reason that they can work together, I assume, to obviously get rid of Darkseid so they can have their world back, so they can cause the chaos, as Joker would say.
Exactly. So many possible futures. But just the film itself, anyway, like without even thinking about what could possibly happen, just so much happened that we didn't even get a glimpse of in the original. So much more on Cyborg. I remember watching, I was just saying before, I remember watching the original version and being completely uninterested in Cyborg. Like it was, it was so forgettable, and it was moody and annoying and didn't really have a lot to say. And you kept hearing this thing about he was supposed to be the heart of the film. And I was like, even up until the moment just before we started watching it, I was like, I don't see how that's going to happen. And now it's just so clear. Like we got so much more from him.
Yeah, and like I said, you had the context of the mother boxes, and you had obviously Darkseid being absolutely a beast and dominating worlds, and giving you actually context to what the mother boxes are, what are they doing, why are they doing it, what they can do, and obviously why they're coming here to destroy the Earth, and why did they need the mother boxes, and what Darkseid is doing with obviously the can't remember what it's called now, those little patterns on the floor to obviously become invincible. I can't remember what it was. Yeah. But
yeah,
there's
exactly.
so much
I had no idea what was going on with the mother boxes in the other cut at all. I was just like, oh, I don't know what's going on. Good guys have to defeat bad guy. That's what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas there was the real story, the real backstory of everything. All the extra stuff with the Amazons at the beginning was fantastic. The amount of footage there that we hadn't seen, that the work they'd put into that was beautiful and so great to see. When Diana goes down into the basement underneath is it like the Pantheon or wherever it is, all that, you knew instantly what she was going down there for. So for us to see this backstory, this history of the mother boxes and tell us the story, and when she's telling the story to Bruce and we get to hear that, like the amount of times we just went, oh look, context, like now I understand what's going on. Like I can't believe that they excluded so much of that in the original.
I can understand, because like I said, with the original, they can't release a 4-hour film in the cinema.
No, you can't release
in 2017. You can't do that. So obviously, it makes sense. Obviously, cut it down, but
they could have potentially made two films.
You're watching this and you're like, what can you cut out?
Yeah, there's not a lot you can cut out when we watched it. There's not a lot you can cut out.
It's just, I think, because they've, like, Justice League 2017 did it completely wrong, because there is so much story. Like I said, they are trying to catch up to the MCU and obviously doing the whole event in the 23 movies. They can't do that in 2 hours. But they did a pretty good shot at it within the 4 hours. And like I said, they built the team. They had the relationships. Like I said, you felt like you cared for the characters. You could see the relationship between them, and obviously them bonding. You can't do that in, say, 50 minutes of a film with everything else as well.
No.
But with the 4-hour film, you can do that. And by the end of the film, you could see that they actually did care for each other, and they were bonding, and they became the Justice League.
Yeah. Exactly. What do you think about? Did you enjoy it? It's being split into 6 parts. I really liked that. I thought that was really cool.
It kind of breaks up a little bit because, like I said, you don't feel like you sat there for 4 hours because you're watching each separate chapter. So I think maybe that breaks it up a little bit. Like I said, we watched it and didn't feel like it was 4 hours long, so maybe that helped. But it's nice to have those little chapters and obviously little bits in there, which were kind of like quotes from that chapter to obviously tell you what this chapter's about.
Yeah, I love that. It was very, I felt it was very, I can't even think of the word, but so within like the DC universe, a lot of it is based on, mythical stuff and everything. And it felt like, as if you were reading one of those books, like, the Odyssey or whatever, where it's like got those really cool quotes, like at the end of a chapter or something. And it's very kind of that type of thing. I loved that about it. Yeah, that's what I love about DC though. I love the mythology that's involved in it, as well as the gritty film noir aspects to it.
And like I said, it's very dark. That's what Detective Comics do, isn't it? With DC, like I said, they are very dark, and Snyder's cut is completely different. I mean, you go to the final confrontation, the lighting and the color and is everything completely different. Within the Joss Whedon 2017 version, I'm pretty sure that fight happens in the day and it's all bright and colorful outside.
It definitely
Whereas in Snyder's cut, it's all
when
dark.
they're rescuing those people. I mean, those people that weren't even in this court at all. I mean, you mentioned at the beginning that they weren't in it, except maybe at the end. They weren't in it at all because they were, like we said, they were in a radioactive area. There was nobody living there. There shouldn't have been anybody living there, and there wasn't. And that's why all of that was able to take place there. And again, they took so much from Flash in that original cut by just giving him that. Like, oh, that's what he's going to do. He's going to run really fast and he's going to save them people in that truck.
Oh no, I think
compared to what he did.
Yeah, with the Joss Whedon version, with the Flash, they made him just basically like a hapless person. Like he kept saying, he kept stumbling over his feet. He couldn't save anybody. He's never done it before. And his job in the when they go to Cyborg's father, when they're trying to rescue him in there, it's just like, go on, just go rescue somebody. That's it. And that's all he had to do, is like go rescue one person because he's too afraid to fight.
Yeah.
And
didn't happen
because he keeps tripping over himself. I think he tripped over himself, which in both versions is there where he trips over himself. But I think that's Joss Whedon's little part to basically say, well, here you can have your hero moment by saving this family that, we have no attachment to besides seeing them 3 times before this moment of them just going, oh, there's something weird going on outside. Yeah. Pretty sure there wasn't a dome as well in Joss Whedon's version.
No,
wasn't
it wasn't that fleshed out dome at all. It was like a living material that.
So, yeah, it's just... Like I said, the Flash was so underused within it. And like I said, with this one, you got so many great Barry Allen moments where you finally see Iris, who was completely cut from the Joss Whedon version. You see that dog bit.
Yes, I can talk about this properly now. I didn't talk about it in a minute beforehand when I was doing my quick reaction. Yeah, when he's there and you finally see Iris, like, I can't believe they cut that out. Like, that's such an important thing to have. It was.
And it's one of the best scenes from it all, I reckon. Just to show how great Barry Allen is.
Exactly.
When he has that scene in the dog parlor.
He's so funny. I love him. I think he's my absolute favorite now. His character is brilliant. The way Ezra Miller's done it, like, I so prefer it to Grant Gustin's Barry Allen. Like, I enjoy the show, I enjoy the TV show The Flash, but you compare it to the way Ezra Miller's done the character, it's just so much better. I love his character way more. And the way him and Iris were like eyeing each other up in that really cute way initially, and that's why she almost had the car accident as well as the other guy in the truck. But he's just there trying to apply for a job and then goes and saves her and then comes back anyway. It was so brilliantly done. Absolutely beautiful.
It's good because they actually, like, when people use superpowers and stuff, they kind of like make you seem kind of overlook a few things, but he actually burnt through his shoes running so fast because he's not wearing his appropriate gear.
Exactly.
And stuff like that obviously gets overlooked in many films. Like if somebody was like, say, Johnny Storm, for example, in the Fantastic Four, he flames on and then he just comes back to normal. He's wearing his same clothes. I mean, you wouldn't, would you? I mean, you but yeah, like to run through your shoes and obviously just break them completely, because again, I think what's completely different to the TV show and this one is he conducts electricity when he runs, doesn't he? Like I said, that's quite big on the movie, the DCEU version. But obviously they have met.
Yeah, I've still not seen that episode yet. I need to watch that. But that's another story.
Yeah. So maybe that happens in the movie. Like I said, if they're talking about alternate timelines and stuff, maybe they do go to the TV show at that point, and that can finally give like Grant Gustin and all the people who said that Stephen Amell should have been in the DCEU because Green Arrow's not interpreted or portrayed by anybody.
No.
Maybe it's a way of giving Stephen Amell his time on the big screen as to Green Arrow for everything that he's done
That would be really cool.
to create the whole what's the universe called? I can't remember. Who does it? Who's the creator? I've gone completely blank. The creator of it all.
What is
The
it?
creator of the TV show. No, the creator of
Oh,
the
the
TV
creator of the TV show. Oh, I can't
Arrow,
remember.
Flash, Supergirl. Like, it's all his universe, isn't it?
Yeah, I can't remember his name. It's been a while since I've watched it, so it's left my mind. But yeah, no, that would be really cool. Well, obviously we've already got Michael Keaton dubbed for Flashpoint as Batman, and
Berlanti, Greg Berlanti, that's who it is. The Berlanti universe.
That's it. And was there somebody else that's gonna
because I mean, what in Flash, you obviously got Bruce Wayne, Ben Affleck and Michael Keaton are both in it.
Ben's in it and Michael Keaton's in it. Yeah, there wasn't anybody else.
Again, so there's so many different timelines, and like I said, they've done the whole Berlanti bit with Ezra Miller going in to do the TV show during those times as well. So they can have that possibility there if they do decide to use the Berlanti universe. But there's also the possibility of alternate characters because a big character from the TV shows made their appearance in the Snyder Cut.
Definitely.
Obviously portrayed by a different actor. No, Martian Manhunter.
Oh, yes. I had it written down here. Yeah. Oh my God, the moment, because that definitely was not in the other cut. The moment, so you've got Lois and Martha there having a good chat about Clark bonding. Martha leaves the flat. Boosh, there's the Martian. Oh my God, freaked out. Like, because obviously I watched Supergirl and he's in that, or a Martian is in that. I don't know if it's the same Martian. Obviously
it'll be the same character, but
similar character. Obviously I know that's changed things a bit. But yeah, in that he's Jean. So I don't know if it's same, but yeah, he's obviously his actual character name is Martian Manhunter. But that moment was insane. I did not see that coming. I was not expecting that at all, and that makes me very excited about the possibilities for the future.
And again, it's not just like a character who just came out of nowhere. It's a character that has been in Man of Steel and Batman vs Superman, just lurking in the shadows.
Exactly, that's the thing. It was that guy, because obviously, again, I've just rewatched them, so I've seen him there in those other films. So that is also in itself is very exciting. It's not like it's just a new person. It's something that was planned, like potentially it was planned by Zack Snyder, and again, that actor was probably, he'll have possibly filmed his scenes, or he'll have possibly known that's where his story was going, and then to then have that other cut come out and it'd be like, oh well, is that not happening anymore? And so that might mean that he's going to be appearing again in the future, and so yeah, that's really good for him, obviously, and exciting for us.
You never know as well, because there is a new The Batman film coming out next year as well, which again, and Joker. The good thing with DC is with this extended universe, they can have all different timelines and they can keep rebooting characters and doing all these standalone stories. Because of the failed, miserable Justice League film, they decided that that's the way forward. They did Shazam, they did Joker. Yeah, I know, but I'm saying like they didn't interconnect them anymore. They just did them as standalones. But
you still can cross them over if you want to with the
timelines,
universes and timelines. Exactly.
Which hopefully what Flashpoint is going to do to bring these universes together. Like if they have Zachary Levi in there, or even if they only have some of them and then they do Justice League 2 going into the timelines as well. It's kind of where Marvel's going at the moment with the multiverses.
Madness,
yeah. So it'll be it's fun times to be a comic book fan, I assume. So.
It is. Well, I'm excited, and I've not really even read any of the comic books, but I want to start.
No, I was going to say the comic books obviously have come out years ago. But like you said, with Marvel and DC, and the exciting times ahead, especially with the familiar success of Snyder Cut. It's got really good scores on Rotten Tomatoes. The critics seem to have enjoyed it a lot more. Everyone's saying it is superior to Joss Whedon's cut.
Yeah.
Maybe the studios will go, okay, we understand.
We hear you.
restore the Snyder-Verse.
That is what I want.
That is the next movement. I mean, the hashtag's already out there. Restore the Snyder-Verse. So
Yes.
is he
Yes.
finally going to have it? And then he'd be able to do
Please.
his Justice League 2 after Flash and Aquaman 2. Is he able to have our Justice League 2 and
I
then
hope
go
so.
down those routes with? Because I can't see what else they're going to do with another Wonder Woman backstory.
No, I don't. I was thinking this yesterday when I was watching everything else. I was like, I don't think we need another Wonder Woman. Like, I don't think we need a 90s, early noughties Wonder Woman or anything like that. I think they're done possibly with that now. I don't see.
So you go to present day, like
Yeah.
maybe just after, and you can talk about how they've just defeated Steppenwolf and the mother boxes and them trying to rebuild.
Well, I
Amazon.
think where it was left with because obviously Steppenwolf was getting on at her about abandoning her family, you know, abandoning her people, and then it ended in the epilogue part. She was there, you know, looking out as if towards Themyscira, and so I think that's where we're going to go potentially. Well, where you would think that we could go, is that she goes back, and then I don't know, whatever story would unfold from that, but that's what I can see happening.
And I assume the actors, if Zack Snyder is behind it and he wants to continue doing it, Ben Affleck will probably return.
God, I
Henry
hope
Cavill
so.
will probably return.
Well,
Gal
I know,
Gadot is obviously
Henry's
doing
keen.
it.
Like, Henry's already like you know, dubbed for like a couple of more films anyway. But you know, he's always going to be keen. He loves Superman. He loves playing Superman. He's probably always going to want to do it.
The
It's
only one
Ben
that you're kind of worried about is Ben Affleck.
Ben,
But
because he got
with the
so
Snyder
much, you know, he got so much stick, and I'm sorry, but you're wrong. People, you're wrong. Like, everyone like sees things differently, I know, and has a different idea of what they want a character to be. But I definitely think that, you know, he deserves his recognition as a really, really good Bruce Wayne and a decent Batman. And as I stand by what I said about, we love Christian Bale and we love the Nolan films, but they need to be considered as a separate thing. And I really think that if we didn't ever have those, people would appreciate Ben a lot more.
I think Ben's definitely better than the campy 90s versions.
And they are, but again, I know how much you love them for
but they
what
are
they
completely
are.
different interpretations.
Exactly.
I think if people have played the Arkham Asylum games, the actual video games of Batman, this is what they've taken their Batman interpretation from, because Snyder is quite dark. The Arkham Asylum games are really dark as well, and his fighting style and his, like I said, his dark roots are, you can tell there's definitely some interpretation from the Arkham games for this Bruce Wayne. And I'm the same about Jared Leto. Don't mind Jared Leto. He's a good Joker in his own way. Like,
I like him.
Everyone's always going to compare it to Heath Ledger. No one's ever going to beat Heath Ledger, because that was such an iconic portrayal.
Very iconic.
But you go a different way about it. You can't really compare. I know when he did it in the epilogue, he got rid of all his damaged, crappy tattoos and shit like that.
But that's the thing. It's like
he had more of like his red lips.
It would be worse if he was trying to be like, you know, the whole point is every single iteration of Joker we've ever seen has always been different. Heath was nothing like Jack Nicholson, you know. So, you know, we don't want Jared to be anything like Heath, and it doesn't mean that he's like not as good. He's great, just in his own way of doing it. It's his own different character, and it's more, I guess, modernized for that time, and the way that the making that this Gotham and DC universe, very, very gritty.
But like I said, it with the talk of Michael Keaton coming back for the Flash film, who would you like to see come back from a 90s Batman villain side? Well, do you reckon that's a possibility? I mean, they are talking, obviously, Doc Ock is going to be in the new Spider-Man film, so why not have a classic villain? Why not have Bane from the trilogy?
Why
don't you have Tom Hardy coming back as Bane? Or Cillian Murphy's probably going to show up as Scarecrow because he's in all of them. But, you know,
I love Cillian Murphy as Scarecrow. He's brilliant.
He could make an appearance, and obviously it definitely fit in with Snyder's dark version of what he wants Batman to be. So, yeah, who would you like to see come back from the 90s?
From the 90s, how can I choose? Like, my favorite film is definitely Batman and Robin, because I loved Tommy Lee Jones as Two-Face, and Fuck.
Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey.
Riddler.
I'm too excited. And Jim Carrey as Riddler, them two together were hilarious and brilliant.
Realistically,
But that would never happen.
Realistically, it can only be one of them two. I can't see Arnold Schwarzenegger coming back as Mr. Freeze.
But
or
can you
Uma
imagine
Thurman.
if he did?
Yeah,
My
or
God.
Uma Thurman or Alicia Silverstone. They're getting a bit old to obviously don those tights now. But
bring back Chris
maybe...
O'Donnell. Bring back Chris O'Donnell. Bring back Chris O'Donnell.
I'd rather have Jordan Good.
This would be another opportunity. Yeah, this would be another opportunity for Bruce Wayne, because of course they talk about how, like, you know, Joker talks about how, you know, he lost his adoptive son. Well, let's go to an alternate universe and bring back Chris O'Donnell as Robin. No, Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I would have loved to have seen that. I was like wishing and hoping the whole time through Dark Knight Rises that we were going to see Robin, and of course we never got that. But obviously intentionally. But that would have been really cool.
Yes, it's kind of like just to say, well, this is the possibility of where we can go with this.
Yeah.
But, you know, we're just going to leave that to your imagination.
Yeah.
But going back to 90s villains, the only ones realistic that could probably come back and do the role would be Jim Carrey's Riddler.
Yeah.
Tommy Lee Jones as Two-Face. Or Danny
Jack.
DeVito's Penguin.
Danny DeVito's Penguin. Oh, that was disturbing.
Who else really could it be? Like I said, I can't see Arnie coming back. Jack Nicholson won't do it.
Yeah, you don't really want an old Joker.
You don't want another Joker because they've already got Jared Leto as their Joker. They could even, I doubt he would do it, but they could even bring Joaquin Phoenix in if they wanted to.
Well, yeah.
Like
Aaron Eckhart's Two-Face was great as well, yeah. and again, because the problem with films sometimes as well is that characters don't get room to grow sometimes, and like literally Two-Face appeared like, you know, in the last quarter of Dark Knight, and then Dark Knight, and then that was it. Like he was sort of in Dark Knight Rises, but he died. It didn't really become like the big villain, the big bad villain. He was just a small part, really. Harvey Dent was a bigger character, had more time as Harvey Dent than Two-Face.
I think realistically, if they're talking about villains coming into it from a shared universe, the most obvious ones would be from the Dark Knight trilogy, whether that be Scarecrow or Bane.
Yeah.
I reckon they could still do it. I think Tom Hardy would definitely probably do it. Yeah. And they haven't had Bane yet. Obviously, they haven't had a lot of them. They've only really had Joker, haven't they? They haven't done a Batman film, have they? So I don't know who the villain's going to be in the new Batman film. I don't know. Maybe Robert Pattinson might turn up in Flash as well. Who knows? But like I said, they have so many different opportunities if they do decide to go down with a shared universe, which is a good thing why they've done it this way with the extended universe, because they have opportunities to bring villains in or heroes in and have these little moments between these standalone films that, like I said, they could bring. Obviously, it's all about magic, isn't it, Shazam? They could bring Mark, what's he called? Mark Strong into Batman because he uses magic and stuff like that. You don't know, do you? And then obviously this opens up Shazam to come into the extended universe, into the Justice League.
Imagine him like
Ryan Reynolds could return as the Green Lantern. Who knows? It's never going to happen. He hates it.
I really want them to do a Green Lantern film again because.
However.
So the other night, it was like playing in the background, and I was like, you know what? There was some good bits of that film. Obviously, it was cheesy as. But then when we were watching today, obviously I was talking about how I hadn't noticed in the original cut that the Green Lanterns were there. You said you'd noticed, but I hadn't. Mm-hmm. But they did focus on them a bit more.
All you see is one of them die in the ring, go up in the sky. That's it in the Joss Whedon cut.
But you saw a little bit more. And again, I was like, yes, I would be really excited for them to do that again, but properly and have them interact and potentially have him join the Justice League. I want to build this. I want to build the Justice League as Bruce and Dinah said, when they went back into Wayne Manor at the end and they were like, okay, a big round table, just like, all right, King Arthur, a big round table, 6 chairs. And Dinah's like, with room for more. With room for more, let's build this.
Yeah. I think obviously Ryan Reynolds is out of the question,
Yeah, that's not
especially
gonna
being
happen.
in the MCU as Deadpool, and the Disney have confirmed they are going to do more Deadpool films.
Yeah.
But Ryan Reynolds did put on Twitter yesterday, at Zack Snyder, excited to watch the Snyder Cut. I'm actually going to watch Green Lantern tonight in preparation. So
Bless
yeah,
him.
so they had a little interaction on Twitter, Ryan Reynolds and Zack Snyder, with him replying saying we'll come round with some bourbon and watch Justice League in 300
That's
or
cute.
something like that. But yeah, so opportunities there. If he ever wants to stop ever playing Deadpool, maybe he can come as a Green Lantern, even in a small cameo. Who knows?
He could do both.
I don't
People
think
do.
he could do. Do they
People
at the
do.
same time?
People do two big things at once. They definitely
No,
have.
like Marvel and DC at the same time. Though.
Why not?
It's rivaling studios, isn't it? Disney are so protective over their property.
Yeah, but you know, he's done DC before, and there's so many people that have crossed over between Marvel and DC. Like,
Yeah,
I know
they're
doing
completely
it at the
different,
same
though, isn't it?
time,
At
but
different times, yeah. Because
yeah.
you'll be like, well, you are our Deadpool. What are you doing in a DC film kind of thing? You are a Marvel superhero. Unless I'm wrong and somebody has done it recently where they've both been in both films, but they've been in
I'd have to
both
think.
universes. I don't think.
I'd have to rack my brain on that one.
Now, yeah, like I said, people have gone from like Ben Affleck has been Batman and Daredevil.
Yeah,
like, he has done
exactly.
both.
Yeah,
but
Chris Evans, Ryan Reynolds, so many people.
Chris Evans in DC,
No,
both
it was
Marvel.
two Marvel, wasn't he? Sorry, yeah, forgot. Sorry.
Crazy.
Yeah, I know. Just thinking if there's anything else. So much that we could potentially discuss from this today. I mean, more Lois time, again, changing the way they did things. So again, like in the original version, are you still there? Your picture's gone.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah. In the original version, you had like Alfred going and picking up Lois, but Lois was just there this time when she needed to be there for Clark. So that was different.
Like I said, it gave more context.
Like, yeah, I'm sat there thinking, they're like, how many different like versions of things did they shoot? You know, did they have different ideas for the story while they were filming it, or I don't know.
I think what would have happened, like Zack Snyder did his own little vision. I assume, like I said, he had like to give Lois Lane grieving period to obviously go back in, obviously.
Yeah.
Go there, show the Superman memorial, obviously see her grieving over Superman. Whereas Joss Whedon didn't do that, so they're like, well, we've already got this bit where she comes to save Superman and flies off. We need a reason for her to be there.
Yeah.
And we haven't done any of the earlier stuff with her going there like she was doing every morning.
Going
she was
every day, yeah.
To the police. So obviously that wasn't in there. So it was like, well, what can we do? So it was like, well, let's Batman think to get Alfred to bring Lois Lane. Yeah.
But I did enjoy more Alfred as well. There was a lot more Alfred, and you know, other people interacting with Alfred, like Diana and Alfred interacting, you know, without Bruce there because they were hanging out and working on projects, and when they all come to the Batcave and you know first interact with Alfred as well, it was brilliant. And I love Jeremy Irons as Alfred. Again, you know, totally different, you know, enjoy it for what it is. You know, don't really compare him to anybody else's. He's like Lucius. Yeah, he's like Lucius Fox and Alfred combined have made Jeremy Irons Alfred, because this Alfred is doing a lot of the sciencey stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of like a watchtower, isn't he?
Yeah. So yeah, enjoying it. I'd like to see more of that as well. So yeah, what a phenomenal film, and very, very highly encouraging everybody to go and watch it as soon as possible, and like in one part.
Completely different. Like I said, it's much darker. There's more context. There's more story there. There is emotion there. Like it's for those people that are worried about sitting there for 4 hours, it flies by. If you're a fan of DC, I'm sure you're probably already watching it or watched it by now, but trust me, you won't regret watching this film. And if you really need to, they split it into 7 parts, 6 chapters and an epilogue. I mean, granted, I don't reckon just pausing it after chapter 6 before the epilogue and then watching the epilogue after on a separate occasion. But you can treat it like a TV show. If you want to watch it in 6 sittings, do it. They're about 40 minutes each. That's just like watching a TV show. But when you're watching it, you won't want to stop.
You won't want to turn it off. No,
because it's great.
Not even at the at a halfway point. Like I don't think it deserves to have the 4 hours in one.
And just a note for people that don't know, it is shot in 4.3.
Yes.
So, like I said, I know when Mercedes started getting worried, getting scared when we started watching it, because obviously it's cut down on either side. Depends on what TV you're watching on. We've got a 55-inch 4K telly, so obviously it's going to be split. Slight brag there. Okay. But like I said, it's split down. So obviously we had to put it into a little bit of a wide zoom just to obviously get it full screen. But Zack Snyder intended it to be watched in a 4.3, so that's the reason it's like that. Don't worry, it's not a weird setting or anything
Your TV's
like that.
not anything, no. We would encourage you to actually watch it the way he intended it. You know, we probably should have done, but it didn't really take anything away from it, really, from watching it, you know, wider screen. We still, you know, it still looked amazing. But you know, if you want to get the full you know, Zack Snyder experience, then you probably should watch it as it was intended.
And lots of slow-mo.
And lots of slow-mo, yes! Love the Snyder slow-mo. But of course, when you got the Flash, you got the great excuse for that. So that's something that they didn't have. Didn't have the race with Barry and Clark at the end. Flash and Superman, they didn't do the race.
They also didn't have any blue or red suit.
Yes. Oh my God, yeah, let's talk about the black suit, of course. Sorry. I love the black suit. I didn't realize how much I was going to love the black suit until it appeared. And it was beautiful. It looked amazing in that.
Yeah, I thought, like I said, it would have been an evil Superman, which is why he was wearing black. I don't get the reason of why he's wearing it, because obviously blue, red, and yellow is obviously the symbol of hope and everything. So I'm not sure why he was wearing a black suit. Don't get me wrong, it looked amazing. Maybe because it was like, oh, my other one's still cut and it's got blood all over it, so I'm not going to wear it. So I'm just going to wear this one.
Well, his logo is the symbol of hope, not the colours.
No, but everyone symbolises
because
Superman's
he was originally drawn that way and coloured that way because of, you know, for America, and because of when he was originally created was for American hope and everything, for everything that was going on at the time. But, you know, it's different now, and he will have been like, I'll look good in that, and he did look good in that. You know, it's like, and both him and Batman are there in black.
Yeah, his connection with Batman, isn't it? Like I said, they're all wearing dark, and you've got the Dark Knight and the Dark Hero.
Exactly. Oh, and then when they're all there on top at the end, they're all there, six of them. They just look amazing together. Yeah. Again, as well, towards the beginning, you see, you forget so much because it's been 4 hours of viewing. But towards the beginning, the scenes with when Bruce went looking for Arthur, Aquaman, in the original cut, he's there in this like place in like Iceland or Norway or wherever they are, and he's there asking about this Aquaman, and it's just Jason Momoa, Arthur Curry, Aquaman, talking to him. But in the Snyder Cut, you actually see that he's talking to someone who's like the important head of the town or something, this elder guy, and he's talking to him through Arthur because he's translating in like Icelandic or Norwegian or whatever, wherever they are. And that was just a great little addition. I enjoyed that, and the weird singing though, the weird kind of like sea shanty, Icelandic, Nordic singing when she like sniffed his sweater. I was like, that's a bit weird, but
you would do it.
But it still added to it, you know. Willem Dafoe as well, you know, and he was there in Atlantis a couple of times. It wasn't just, oh, I'm just going to go down there right now and Amber Heard's barely going to talk and I'm going to defeat this guy. You know, he went down there a couple of times.
I think the only person that didn't benefit from the Snyder Cut was J.K. Simmons. Everything that he did was in the 2017
like
version.
One or two extra lines, but
he didn't have anything extra really, like I said. So Joss Whedon must have really liked J.K. Simmons, and why not? He's a great actor.
Yeah.
But everybody else had more screen time, more lines. Yeah. I mean, they had that whole scientist alongside Cyborg's father
in the original.
I think he was there, but he didn't have any lines.
Yeah. I mean, and the way at the end actually, when because obviously Silas Stone, head of Star Labs, Victor Stone's father, has died. They're passing on the torch to this guy to be kind of in charge and giving him his like new key card. And they say his name. I'd need to check it because I can't remember, but they say his character name. And for me, that seemed like it was important that they were saying it and pointing out what he is a specialist in. That for me hints towards future, how he's going to be important in the future in another film. So I'd need to check his character name actually. But yeah, so we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see if they do decide to restore the Snyder-Verse. I'm sure that.
Yes.
I mean, it took 3 years, but the Snyder Cut was finally released, and
yeah,
like I said, in all its glory, its incredible glory, it will be a film that I would happily sit down and watch again, even if it is 4 hours, because it flies by. Again, like sometimes Man of Steel, Batman Superman, sitting down and watching that for 2.5 hours can be a little bit of a drag sometimes because they are slow.
They are.
But
They can
Justice
be.
League, Snyder's cut is just perfect, and this is how it should have been. And I hope they do more, because I have so many ideas of where they can go and probably where they're going to go down the line, and they need to finish it. They need to finish the story. So
definitely, they've started it now. At the end, in that epilogue, they've started it, and then the fans are not going to let that rest. They're not going to shut up now. We want that. We want the rest. So I mean, hashtag restore the Snyder-Verse for sure. Let's get it done, man. Excited. After all, I am just a DC girl living in a Marvel world. Damn you, Marvel. No, I love you, Marvel, but DC rules for sure. Shall we end it there then?
Yeah, like I said, you've got to go and watch the Snyder Cut. So
I've already said this. I've already had a little chat with everybody at the beginning and said pause now, because we're going to talk about spoilers, which we have done. So hopefully no one who hasn't seen it has listened past this point anyway. So past that point. So anyone that's been listening now should have already seen the film.
I hope you enjoyed it.
Yes, we hope you enjoyed it. And let's get on this restoring the Snyderverse. Let's get a team together, guys. Let's do this.
Let's create our own little Justice League.
Yes.
And make sure your message makes space about your views and how you felt about it.
Do send me a message. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, the podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and the videos, of course, are on YouTube. So click that follow button. And if you want to interact, send us a message. Let's hear about what you want to hear about next. What you want to chat about next. Right. Thank you very much, Jamie, for joining.
No problem.
See you on the flip side, guys.
Thank you for having me. See you later.
Hashtag restore the Snyderverse. Woo! So obviously this weekend as well, we're going to have Falcon and Winter Soldiers premiering on Friday night. So going to do a little bit of a rundown on what we thought of that after we've watched that. If anyone's interested, do click that follow button and send us a message and join in the conversation. Thanks for listening, guys.